Hi guys, this is Coach Viv. So today I'm going to be talking about how daddy issues affect men or boys. So daddy issues is a colloquial term often used to describe difficulties or conflicts that may arise in a person's life due to their relationship with their father. In men, these difficulties manifest themselves in different ways. So one of the ways in which this might show up in a man is through relationship patterns. So men with daddy issues may struggle with forming and maintaining healthy relationships. They might experience difficulty trusting others, struggle with fear of abandonment, or have challenges with intimacy, all stemming from these unresolved issues with their fathers. Another way in which men might struggle with daddy issues is through seeking constant validation. So they may seek constant validation and approval from authority figures. So kids might want to be teachers' pets. They might want to constantly show, the figures of authority in their lives, how they're doing, constantly wanting their approval, constantly wanting their validation. And they may also seek validation, constant validation in their relationships as well. And this might make it difficult for them to be able to make decisions, and they might even struggle with low self-esteem. So they might struggle in leadership positions at work. They might even struggle to lead their homes, as fathers, simply because they just haven't got any trust in themselves and their decision making. They might struggle with feelings of self-worth, feel that they're not good enough. And so if they're not good enough, they don't trust the decisions that they might make. Another way in which, daddy issues might affect boys or men is through authority issues. So children might struggle in dealing with authority figures in their lives. They might rebel against authority. So you might find boys particularly struggling in school, not listening to teachers, trouble with the police, just generally rebelling against any figure of authority in their lives. Or conversely, they might seek overly strict structures as a way to cope with unresolved feeling towards their fathers. So they might join gangs which have strict codes of conduct. They might join other far sort of right-wing organizations where there's kind of strict ways of doing things. Because they haven't had that figure of authority in their lives, they seek out people like that who may instill this sort of structure in their lives that they've lacked all their lives. Another way in which men might struggle is through emotional expression. So they might have difficulties in expressing their emotions and communicating how they feel in relationships. They might bottle up their emotions. And this might end up playing out in quite unhealthy ways. So they might express those emotions or those feelings in unhelpful ways or unhealthy ways. There might be issues with anger problems. So outbursts of anger, you will find that with a lot of boys. There might be lots of playground fights, them hitting people and things like that. There might be lots of anger and issues and domestic violence within relationships. Some of them might end up in engaging in behaviors such as addiction to things like pornography or sex, drugs and alcohol. And in some people, they might end up self-harming. And literally, for some people, it does go as far as even sort of ending their own lives. So it is quite a serious issue, daddy issues, which, if unresolved, can lead to lots of difficult problems. The other way in which that daddy issues might manifest themselves is through self-esteem and identity problems. So, people's self-esteem might be severely affected. They might struggle with identity formation. Men might grapple with feelings of inadequacy and just find it difficult really to establish a strong sense of self, especially if the relationship with their father was characterized by lots of criticism and neglect. In some cases, men may even struggle with their sexual identity, right? When you come to think about it, boys learn how to be boys by observing their fathers. And you find little boys idolize their fathers. They want to be like their fathers. And so in the absence of a father figure, they may really struggle to find themselves and know who they are. Of course, it's worth noting that not everybody that has daddy issues or hasn't had a father will experience these problems to the same degree. There are mitigating factors. So for instance, even if a child hasn't had a father, they may have a strong presence of other men in their family, uncles, grandparents, family friends, church members and mentors. Having these sort of people in your lives can mitigate the daddy issues that are caused by the lack of a father figure or a difficult relationship with your father. So what I'd like to say is that, whilst lacking a father figure may create problems of its own, it's not something that you need to spend the rest of your life grappling with. There's lots of help out there. And as I keep saying, the father wound doesn't just go away by itself. Once you recognize that you may be struggling with any one of these problems that I've dealt with today, seek out a counselor, seek out a coach, talk to somebody, and find ways of starting to resolve these issues. Often we say to people, you can be the best father to yourself that you didn't have. You can be the best parent to yourself. So as long as there is that awareness and that understanding how, your daddy issues are affecting you, you can start to find ways in which you can resolve those. So I hope you find this helpful, guys. This is Coach Viv. Until next time, take care.